In fact, you said it came after a ceasefire following those hostilities in Gaza in May. And what's interesting is this is actually an ongoing, perhaps the last part of those hostilities, hopefully, because what we're seeing is that there was never a deal. It was just everybody downed tools and stopped fighting. And now is the process of negotiating that deal. And really, at the moment, what they're fighting about is money. 30 million US dollars used to come into the Gaza Strip and go to Hamas, brought in suitcases, a donation from Qatar. Israel said that wasn't going to happen anymore after those hostilities. The US Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, said the same thing. So now they're negotiating. The plan is $10 million will go to the Gaza power station. $10 million will go to needy Gaza families through banks. What's going to happen to the last 10 million? Will that go to Hamas directly? How are they going to pay their operatives? And that's why we saw these protests, and that's why we are in the situation we are in. Will they be able to close a deal or not? And this flare-up, I think, is part of that.
And what can we expect to see happen next?
That's an interesting, it's a good question because it depends in part on the fate of 3 people injured during these clashes yesterday. 2 Palestinians are in a critical condition, so is an Israeli policeman. If any of those 3 die, I think we could see further flare-ups. We could see further Israeli retaliatory attacks, and we could see more protests on that border. And you'll remember from years past, they get very violent very quickly. So it's a little bit of a holding pattern. It's also waiting to see whether the deal can go through. I couldn't predict to you whether we're going to see something more quiet or a flare-up that will continue.